Namaste viewers. I am Rekha Rao from India, a researcher in ancient history and archaeology. Welcome to the course on the fundamentals of Indian temple architecture. This is topic 3 of an 8-part series. In this topic, we will discuss the significance of mandalas in Indian temples. Mandalas are circular or square-shaped patterns found in the inner ceiling of the assembly hall in every Hindu temple. They are sacred power diagrams of a particular configuration with elementary geometrical designs and motifs. In this topic, we will explore two aspects related to mandalas. Firstly, we will study the structure of the mandalas. Then we will explore the philosophical and scientific perspectives involved in every mandala. Let's now explore the structure of mandalas. Slide 1 shows the picture of a mandala. Every mandala has 3 important features. The central point of every mandala is called Bindu. It signifies the unmanifested primordial energy. It is symbolically represented by the motif of an inverted lotus bud, or sometimes in personification also. Around the central point, the body of the mandala has 3 or 5 concentric circles called valaya. All circles have patterns in varying size. The lotus bud motif repeats in all circles as fractals. These designs are beyond mere decoration and symbolize some aspect of cosmos. The third feature is a protective square boundary called Bhupura. The square boundary symbolizes stability of the central deity and the cosmos. In slide 2, we look at examples of mandalas in different temples. Mandalas in temples are called Bhuvaneshwari mandalas. They were either circular or square in shape. They're always located in the inner ceiling of the hall where devotees assemble. These auspicious designs were beyond human interactions like touching, and hence placed high in the inner roof. They played an important role in places of worship and were believed to be a source of mystical power that enhanced peace and positive energies. The temple was intended to represent a miniature cosmos, thus making the temple analogous to heaven. The ornate and artistic expression of some mandalas codified the governing laws of nature. Ancient sages of India believed in propagating the knowledge of cosmos through mandalas. There are innumerable Bhuvaneshwari mandalas in Indian temples that have both philosophical knowledge and scientific information. We now explore the philosophical perspectives involved in mandalas. Slide 3 shows a case study of one circular mandala at Somnathpur temple in South India. It was built during the 13th century CE by the Hoysala dynasty. The central point Bindu is depicted like a lotus bud. This mandala's unique feature is that each concentric circle has a repeating fractal design that looks like the 2 halves of a grain or a legume. The grain is an emblem of potentiality. The 2 halves of the grain symbolize the 2 fundamental forces of creation, the male and the female. This symbolic representation has been given a divine status and is compared to the primordial deities Shiva and Shakti. In Vedic scriptures, sages have contemplated about the origin of life. According to Vedas, an egg-shaped cosmic energy of bright light in golden color arose out of darkness and the constant churning of primordial water. This was called Brahmanda. Anda means an egg. From this Brahmanda, a male form emerged. This energy split into two equal parts as the primordial male and the female forces. This philosophical aspect is depicted in the structure of the mandala. The realization of dissolving the boundaries between man and divine is beautifully brought out in the symbolic fractals of the mandala. Let's now look at the scientific analysis of this mandala. The two halves of the grain in the petals of mandala are positioned as equal and opposite. It is a metaphoric representation of genders that complement each other. One half cannot produce life without the other. Ancient Hindus depicted this scientific concept through this mandala. Let's now look at another case study. Slide 4 shows a square mandala made in a rock-cut cave during 6th century CE. It's in a place called Badami in South India. This is the swastika square mandala at Badami Cave Temple. The inner roof of the rock-cut cave has a mandala of 9 square grids. The central design has 4 interconnected swastikas around it. On the 4 corners of the mandala are the figures of a group of flying storm gods called Marut gods. The interconnected swastika gives the appearance of a labyrinth pattern. Such mandalas were usually employed in the concluding ceremonies of religious observances like the construction of a temple. It assured fruitfulness when installed, giving excellent results in reaching specific goals. The significance of swastika and Marut gods is essential to understand this mandala. Swastika is an auspicious and a traditional Hindu symbol that can be traced back to early Indian history. It's a motif drawn to drive away evil. The etymology of swastika is su plus asti, in Sanskrit signifying that which is associated with well-being. It is therefore a symbol of peace, good fortune, good luck, and prosperity. The 4 interconnected swastikas hint about the regularity and the eternal cyclic movement of the seasons controlled by the sun, which is depicted in the center and enclosed in a square boundary. The 4 gods in the corners are described in Vedas as Maruts. They are the cloud-bearing, flying weather gods of storm or tempest. They are youthful, well-adorned war gods and carry war equipments like sword and an axe. The unpredictable and the destructive power of natural forces are depicted by Marut gods. Let's now look at the scientific knowledge of that period depicted in the mandala. Sun was thought to be static and non-moving. This is depicted as a circle in the center of the mandala bound by a square. The square boundary symbolizes stability. The interconnected swastikas and Marut gods in the corners depict the movement of cyclical rotation of seasons around the sun. This pattern hints that objects at rest, here it's the sun, continues to be at rest, and the objects in movement continue to be moving eternally. Let's now summarize the key learnings from this topic. Mandalas are circular or square-shaped patterns found in the inner ceiling of the assembly hall in every Hindu temple. These artistic patterns in mandalas depicted the philosophical and scientific understanding of that period. They are always located in the ceiling of the hall where devotees assemble. They played an important role in places of worship and were believed to be a source of mystical power and enhance the peace and positive energies. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again in the next topic.